Come with me to go interrailing around Europe for the first time ever. This bag is so heavy. Welcome to the very start of the interrailing vlog. So I'm just about to leave mine now. I've got a train to London and then I'm gonna go stay at my friend's house overnight so that we can catch the Eurostar in the morning because we've got quite an early train. I thought it would just cut down on the journey a little bit if I went to London tonight rather than having to do the train from Birmingham to London and then Euston to King's Cross. I could just already be in London, kind of cut down on like 2 hours of travel because I get travel sickness, which is not the best for someone who's about to be spending like 10 days on trains. I've got motion sickness patches with me, a motion sickness wristband, so fingers crossed I'm not going to get travel sickness. I'm going to try and make sure I've eaten food before I go on trains, I've got water, all this stuff. I'm going to head into Birmingham. Nick's going to come with me because I've got a very big backpack on. This is the, I think it's the Osprey 45 litre. I'll pop the name of it up on screen. I'm for about 11 days and this is honestly so heavy. I've tried to make it as comfortable as possible by wearing the straps up as high as possible. I think I'm just weak. So I was wrong, it's actually 40 litres. I'd actually really recommend this backpack. It ended up being really ideal for the length of time that I used it for, so I think anywhere between 10 days and 2 weeks it was kind of perfect, and I think it actually was quite comfortable. It was just me not being used to it and also being quite weak. It's very adjustable, there's lots of different ways that you can wear it comfortably for you, and also it opens up like a suitcase. Keep it quite organised because it just opens up entirely like this, so you can see everything lying flat and you don't have to move anything around. So would actually highly recommend this. I think it cost me about 150, 160 pounds. Actually pack light, like for me, like this is like a very light packing situation. Pack like 2 dresses, one of which is for the evening because it's an essential for where we're going. A skirt, a pair of shorts, a pair of comfy shorts to travel, and then a bunch of tops, makeup, toiletries, that kind of thing, shampoo, conditioner. I don't have any hair utensils whatsoever, no straighteners, no curlers, nothing. So I've just very quickly straightened my hair in the hopes that this will last for a couple of days. I don't think it's going to. So I may be looking quite rough throughout these vlogs. Obviously I've got all my valuables in here. This is my first time backpacking, first time interrailing, first time even going on the Eurostar, so I'm excited. The main points that we're stopping off at and going to are Lucerne in Switzerland and Zurich in Switzerland, and we're also going to Vaduz in Liechtenstein and also Monte Carlo in Monaco. So we're predominantly going to be spending time in 3 countries, just Switzerland, Liechtenstein and Monaco, but we're also of course going to be going through a couple of other countries as well. We're going through Italy, France. I'm going to split this up into a few vlogs. There's going to be a vlog specifically for Switzerland, a vlog specifically for Liechtenstein, a vlog specifically for Monaco, and then just a general interrailing vlog. So I think I'm just going to leave it there. We're going to get going. Are you going to miss me?
I'm going to miss you so much.
What are you going to do with 11 days without me? Just going to be bored. I agree.
You have a lovely time though.
Thank you, me too. Yeah?
Beaches and
I will.
blue stones. You know, when you're at little safe points to say, oh, I'm still here.
I shall. Just gotten to St Pancras and we're about to go through security for the Eurostar. Thought we'd come upstairs and have a little look at the trains. We're about to board the 11:31 to Paris and we're going to walk towards the front just to take a little photo. It's actually bigger than I thought, which is very exciting. I'm currently in the bathroom. It's actually really spacious. The lock is weird. You have to like turn it to the right here. But on this for about 2.5 hours, you get food on this as well, including our first class ticket. My experience of the Eurostar was honestly very positive. The food was really great. The service was fantastic. We got a couple bottles of wine. I had a great time. We have just got to Paris. We're in Gare du Nord station and now we have to get a train to Strasbourg. But we're just standing in the middle of the train station having a good read. The way this train is laid out, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and then it starts back at 16 or 18 and then goes back the other way. So the two that connect each other surely are like 8 and 18, which makes no sense. Mad. So we've just got to Strasbourg and now we're going to get this train to Basel, and these are like really old trains. We've booked first class all the way obviously, but look how cool this is. We're literally just in France, in Strasbourg. Love this. Going on this older train was actually pretty cool. Like, the people who worked on the train were still in sort of traditional uniform. Then following this, we then went on a very modern double-decker train, which very cool again. We're now doing Basel to Zurich. The intention of this first travel day was basically just us getting to Switzerland, so it's nothing too exciting in terms of views, but it was still very pretty nonetheless, and all the train journeys were very cool. Just to let you guys know, I do actually have 3 vlogs which are already up about our time in Switzerland. So as you'll have just seen, we arrived in Zurich, and then there is actually a vlog up from Zurich, from Lucerne, and also a vlog which depicts the second full travel day of our Interrailing experience, which was basically when we travelled from Zurich to Vaduz in Liechtenstein. We had like loads of like really beautiful scenic journeys. So I'm going to give you like a little sneak preview of that vlog in this vlog now, but that is actually a vlog in itself because it was so beautiful. It basically just deserved its own vlog, so you should definitely go watch that. The most beautiful, scenic, picturesque train journey I have ever been on in my entire life. Also, there is a full vlog up for our time in Liechtenstein, so do go check that out as well. But after our time in Liechtenstein, we then did our third full travel day, which was us travelling from Liechtenstein all the way to Monaco. So we got the bus bright and early from Vaduz, Liechtenstein to Sargans train station in Switzerland. We were then on the train for about an hour, and then we got off at Zurich and hopped onto another train which took around 2 hours to get to Lugano, which again was very beautiful, very scenic, and Lugano station in itself is very pretty too, which you'll see shortly. It's actually situated on a hillside overlooking the city and Lake Lugano, and there's a funicular there too which provides a direct link from the station to the city centre, which is just below. And I'm pretty sure on one of these journeys today we also went on the Gotthard tunnel, which is the world's longest railway and the deepest traffic tunnel, but I can't remember if it was this train journey or the next one, so my apologies. Which is a pretty cool little thing to tick off. We headed from Lugano to Milan, and I'll be honest, when we got to Milan it was a little bit chaotic. I don't think Milan Central is known for being a particularly organised station, but it was just very, very hot, very sweaty. There was crowds of people, and they just don't like to announce where your train is departing from until the very last minute, which is really inconvenient. The train was delayed for around an hour, which isn't massive, like not a big deal at all. Everything had been such smooth sailing up until this point, so it was unusual to have a delay kind of thing. When we finally departed, we travelled from Milan to Ventimiglia, which is another little Italian town, and then we started our final leg of the journey from Ventimiglia to Monaco, Monte Carlo, and the train station at Monaco was pretty cool as well. And again, the most recent vlog on my channel is actually a Monaco vlog, so please do feel free to go check that out because we got up to like some very fun stuff in Monaco. Then it got to the end of our trip, and then we had to travel all the way back from Monaco back to the UK by train. So that is what you're about to see, and I was very, very sad to be ending this journey. And then our final travel day began, and I would have been more emotional about it, but if I'm being completely honest, I was very, very hungover. We spent the night at the Monaco casino the night before and had to wake up very early, and I was feeling so unwell this morning, so I was struggling on this train journey. But we basically headed to Nice, and then from Nice I had to get a train all the way to Paris. I was on this train for just under 6 hours, so at least I could just sit there and look out the window and relax, and I had about 3 bottles of water with me and an iced coffee with me to help me through. But my friend who I was travelling with actually ended up getting off, I want to say a few hours into the journey at Marseille, and then I basically just stayed on the train and carried on to Paris. And I think I accidentally fell asleep, to be honest, once he left, so I did miss out on some of the very pretty views, but I think it helped. So I've just successfully made it from Gare de Lyon to Gare de Nord, which is very easy, but it's quite stressful because it felt unsafe. It's about 4:30. The Eurostar's at just after 6, so I'm gonna go possibly just look around for a little bit, get some snacks, and then probably check in about half an hour or so. I just need to get on the Eurostar and then to be in London, get a train back home to Birmingham, and then get home from Birmingham. So it's still a very, very long travel day. This is where we are. Do have food on the Eurostar, so I don't need to get dinner, but I'm going to get some snacks because this is probably going to be my last opportunity whilst I'm in Europe to buy chocolate or anything. And I bought some chocolate for Nick back, but let's go see if we can get more because I haven't actually bought any for myself. So I'm going to get some of that. It's probably melting to me. Look at my hair. This is great. It's been up for the past 4 days. I'm just going into a relay now to get some more chocolate. I would have got more, but it's just so hot, everything's melting. It's still really hot now, and I think it's about 30. So many beautiful dogs, by the way. I've just seen like wonderful dogs non-stop. It's just been like dog after dog. So I'm just on the journey back now from Garden Nord to St Pancras Tube to Euston, or maybe I'll walk and then obviously the train back to Birmingham. But I'm a little bit tipsy. I've just had 1 bottle of white wine and I've also got a bottle of red on the table, but the people who are sat around me, they've only ordered water or Coke. I was going to get a 3rd bottle of wine, but I just didn't want to look like an alcoholic around these people. I'm officially back in London and I feel really sad about it. I'm now on the train from Euston to Birmingham. I'm sat in first class and you basically get free stuff in first class. So I've asked for some red wine. I just had a meal on the Eurostar, so I'm not that hungry, so I don't want a full meal. However, I do want to make the most of the free stuff here, so I've just got some cheesecake. They've given me some crisps and also some red wine. Travel there already. Let's try this. Kind of brings us to the end of our interrailing series. So as you'll see, we went to some really interesting countries. I was actually kind of nervous to go on this interrailing experience because I'd never done anything like it, and as I mentioned at the beginning, I do get travel sick, so I was quite worried about all the different train journeys, being on there for such a long period of time. What do I do if I don't feel well? There was one train journey and I think it was on the 2nd full day of travel. Luckily on this train you could then open the windows, if that really helped, and I also always carried breakfast bars with me as well. I used a wristband that I ordered from Amazon. It's supposed to hit a pressure point on your wrist that's supposed to help with sickness, and I also had motion sickness patches under my ears as well, which I also got from Amazon. I don't know if they helped. For the most part I did feel okay. It was just this like one train journey where I felt a little bit like, oh god. Traveling is very tiresome, like spending the day going through multiple different countries, and when you're carrying a backpack that's quite heavy and perhaps you haven't slept the best because you're in a new place in a new country, and you're also doing like 20,000 steps a day. Usually when you travel somewhere, you like travel there and then you're spending the time there, whereas when you're interrailing, a lot of the experience is the traveling aspect of it, so you're not like waiting to get to the first place kind of thing. You're just trying to enjoy the actual travelling aspect of it by like looking at all these beautiful landscapes out the window, looking at all the beautiful scenery, etc, etc. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was just better than what I was expecting. This is gonna sound a bit cringy. Like, I think what was so good about it was also the person that I went with, because he's one of my closest friends and we get on really well. He made everything so easy and comfortable, which means that I had such a good experience that I'd be so happy to do it again. And we were like talking about it on the way back. I was like, I would happily do this again with you next year and like go to some different countries. So maybe you'll see that, you never know. But I think other countries now that both of us haven't been to get to by train would actually be much more difficult journey wise, because both of us have covered like a decent amount of Europe at this point. Anyone watching this, I would really encourage you to go interrailing and do the whole like travelling around via train thing, especially to the places that we went. So Switzerland in particular is known for its fantastic transportation. Like every single train had basically like a 5-minute connection, because they just knew that you would get that train because nothing's ever delayed. It was really funny because we got to Italy, to Milan, and then we had an hour train delay, and Italy I don't think are like as good transportation wise at all, and so it was quite funny because we just had like all these train journeys and no hiccups whatsoever, and then as soon as we got to Italy we got an hour train delay. I'm now lucky enough to have gone to I think 25 countries. I mean, I did want to do 30 before 30, but now I'm 30. Maybe I can squeeze in another 5 countries this year somehow, but I don't think so. I also should probably mention as well that when we booked our Interrail passes, we actually booked them, like I want to say like 6 to 7 months in advance. I think it was like a Christmas deal, and then obviously we went in June. Yeah, so it was about 6 months in advance, and I think it was about half price. So if anyone wants to know anything cost wise or anything, I would be more than happy to let you know in the comments. So just feel free to ask, honestly. This has been amazing. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you in future travel videos.